Hi friends, and welcome back to my bead mat. I am Laura, and this afternoon you saw the video this morning where I had made this bracelet, and I took these matte lapis beads, which they're pretty, but they're kind of dull in color and all that, and I made a bright, brilliant, pretty bracelet. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing and make a kind of not necessarily matching, but a sisterling kind of necklace. I have this from my own stash. It is a very large silver leaf. We're going to use that. The loop on it, I do need to use a bail. So I have a bail. This came from Bargain Bead Box. Everything else on my bead mat came from Bargain Bead Box or Bead Box Bargains, a sister site. If you're new to my channel or you're interested in bead box bargains, it's $23 a month, shipped directly to your door, and you get all kinds of goodies. And I do need to start out with that. And it is a kind of a surprise. So you get all kinds of items and beads and some gemstones and things like that. You just look at my playlist and you'll see the unboxings. And you'll be amazed at the value of what you get in the boxes. So I'm putting this on a 4mm jump ring, and then I'm going to add the bail, and we're going to close that up. We're going to get this done so that we can get it on our stringing material, which I'm almost out of this blue. So I'm definitely going to need to order more. And I have about a 12-inch piece. This is going to have chain also. And I'm going to go ahead and put this right on, just like so. With this bail, I'm not so worried about it being directly on the wire. I like using the bails whenever I can for that purpose, because it is a wider space. It's not going to rub quite so badly. Now, I don't really want to go right into these blues. I can put a couple of these. I think it'll hold 2 for that to ride on. Or you can use seed beads or something like that. That will also help protect your wire. So we'll go ahead and do that for this video. And these are the 3.2 spacer beads that Bargain Bead Box has, or they did have. I don't know if she still has them in stock. Things sell out and then they come back in. You just have to watch. And then I think I will go ahead. I'm going to clip one end. And I kind of want to clip it close to where the center would be, so that I don't forget that we're doing something and bead too many on. So I think we're going to go with a spacer bead. And then we're going to put one of these blue ones on. And then another metal spacer bead. Once you join Beadbox Bargains subscription service, you get a coupon code that will save you like 30% off on your orders at the sister store. So it is well worth the $23 a month. And you can use that coupon code all month long, over and over. So I'm almost out of these spacers, so I'm gonna have to go do a little bit of shopping, not much, and pick up more spacers. I've been using a lot of spacers in my projects. So here I'm going to go ahead and add these. These are 10mm beads. And by using these silver spacers, it helps to brighten those matte beads up like that. And then we're going to add I think with this being a necklace, because we want to do 3 and 3, so I want to set them over here so I don't forget what I'm doing. Whatever I use that I'm low on, I have more of these, I just don't have them out. I'm debating. I think I'm going to go ahead and repeat this pattern. So we're going to go ahead and put another one of these, another one of the spacers. These little beads are labradorite. And now we're going to go ahead and use some of these indigo blue. And then a silver spacer. I don't want to overdo these components. Kind of thinking of going ahead and doing this. Oh, am I going through the center? That almost looks a little off. Yeah, I'm going through the center. When you're doing anything that has like a filigree that has more than just the center hole, always be mindful of where you're putting your thread or your wire. Yeah, I like that idea. So we're going to repeat that. I have also decided to go ahead and do a separate channel just for things that are not beading, you know, associated with beading. I did notice that whenever now my vacation blogs did not bother my algorithm so much. It was the other things like the food pantry definitely bothered it. So I am definitely needing to not put up oh, that is so pretty. Like food hauls and things like that, or you know, things certain things just don't mesh well on this channel. So as much as I hate to say it, I'm definitely going to have to make another channel just for food pantry and other kind of things like that. And that will help keep the people that are here just for the food pantry things happy. Helps, you know, keep my channel here happy. I mean, I can remember when YouTube, it didn't matter what you put on your channel, you know, because it was your channel. Now it's all about, you know, there we go. I like that. Now we'll go ahead and go into another one of these and silver. I really like how this is turning out. Another labradorite. So when I do that, I will let everybody know. But anyways, I do have a coupon code for Bargain Bead Box. It is Dragonfly 2, all capital letters. It's all going to be in the description, guys. I like that. And I think that's where we'll end it. I think that is a good length. Very pretty. And I think it goes very well with the bracelet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a clamshell on. And we're going to use a crimp tube. And on this end, we're going to hold that crimp tube. And we're going to take a hold of it with our chain nose pliers, our bent chain nose pliers. We're going to bring it up here towards the end. And we're just going to mash it. And we're going to make sure that it is on there and mash down all the way across. Tug test. Bring our crimp tube or our clamshell up, and then we're going to fold it. Oops. I'm flinging things. And we're going to give it a hug. And then we're going to smash them together. It didn't smash very well, did it? There we go. And then we're going to let these all fall down in there. And then I want to count how many beads I have here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, and I need 4. So I need one more here because 2 is under it and 1 is on each side. There we go. So that it will be like that. All right, now what I've done on this side, I need to repeat. So I already have my extra bead, and now I need to go into, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me pause you and get some more of those out. Hold on. Sorry, I wanted to go out and see what kind of a jet that was, but by the time I got out there, it was not visible and it was raining and cloudy, so I couldn't see. It was definitely a, like, you know, one of those other jets. Oh my gosh, guys. I forgot to put the blue bead on, and I need to get more of them out too, don't I? I got distracted, so have 4 of those on. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll be nestled up when I pull this tight, so one of those. I was like, why does that not look right? And then I can go into my silver spacer bead, my labradorite, silver spacer, and then I want a bead cap. I want it facing towards the big bead. And then I want a bead cap put on so it's facing down towards it. And then we're going to repeat this segment. Silver spacer, little bitty labradorite. I believe these were like 3mm. Silver spacer. And then we have a blue bead. A silver spacer. And then we want a bead cap. A blue, lapis lazuli, I believe, which that is, and another bead cap, and we are here. So we want another silver spacer. Let's get some down here. A indigo blue, silver spacer, labradorite, silver spacer, come on, bead cap, big blue bead, bead cap, and then we have a silver spacer, labradorite, if I can find the hole right there, silver spacer. It looks like I just need one more blue indigo bead. So we're at the blue indigo, silver spacer, labradorite, and silver spacer. Now, before I actually close this, I'm going to put a bead, my clip, and I'm going to put them together. I want to make sure that everything matches. And it does. So now I can go ahead and clip this, or finish this off with putting a clamshell on through the bottom and out through the mouth, but I do want to open it up so I can reach in there with my bent chinos pliers, putting on a crimp tube, whoops, letting it go all the way down in, I'm going to make sure all of this is able to, I didn't even use these, so we can put them back away. I want this to be able to be curled. I want it to not have any spaces, but I don't want it to be poker straight. I'm going to reach and grab this crimp tube, and I'm going to give it a press down. That will help make sure there's no extra spaces. Kind of let go of it. And I'm going to mash it. One thing about using the colored wire to match your beads is if you do have a little bit of space, it's not A, not as noticeable, and B, it's okay. And I'm going to make sure that I have this crimped all the way across so we don't have a failure. We're going to give it a tug. If there's a failure, it's my fault. It's on there tight. We're going to clip off that little bit of extra wire. Clip it off close, but not too close because you don't want to cut it too short. And now we're going to simply close this. I'm going to take my pliers, give this a hug. You don't want to squeeze it too tight because it'll bend it. And then we're going to close this all the way up. So we have that finished. These beads were not used. I'm going to set all this out of our way. And that is really pretty. We're going to measure that to see how much chain we need. And we have 9.5 inches. So I want to add 10 inches would be 19.5. So I want to make it a 20 inch. Actually, kind of want to do 22 inches. So I think I need about 9 inches. This takes up about 1.5 inches, so that will give me a 20 inch. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces about 4.5 inches. If you're new to my channel, I cut one side just a hair short of the 4.5 inches. That'll be the side that gets the clasp and the jump ring, because that is considerably larger than just the single jump ring, and that way it will lay evenly at the back of the neck. So this is the shorter piece. We'll lay that there with those two, and the other piece will be just a hair over the 4.5 inches, and that will help level out the distance. And that is for that, for the jump ring. Now let's go ahead and assemble this. I had to pause you because my chain got stuck down here in my table leg. I have an old like 60s style table. You know, those old Formica topped ones that's like yellow, and I'm sure if you're my age, your parents had them, grandparents, you grew up with them. That's the kind of table I have under my bead mat. And, you know, they have those legs that come down and then come together. Yeah, my chain kind of slid off the table and went and got stuck between the two parts of the table leg. And I had to pause and get it out. So anyways, let's go ahead and add the chain. This is the little bit shorter piece that will be getting the lobster and the small jump ring. I'm going to make sure this is clasped shut. And it is. And I think we'll go ahead and make some earrings to go with this to make this a complete set, guys. Now we're going to add our clasp and 4mm jump ring on the end of the chain, and then go to the other side, and this will be complete. Come on, let go of it so I can get in there. And ta-ta. All right, get better position. You want to make sure that they are good and close because you don't want to lose anything. And then this side, we will go ahead and put the chain on. Again, 4mm jump ring. Oh, he is definitely not closed. Get a hold of that better. And I may have to use, oh, did you see what I did? Maybe that's the problem. It's saying, no, 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 you forgot something. I forgot to put the chain on. Ah, goodness. How many of you were yelling at me? It's funny because I can watch other people's videos and I'll be like, you're forgetting. Or, did you intend to do it that way? You didn't do it that way on the other side, you know, kind of thing. I'm still not liking how that jump ring is closing. No, no, no. You know what? I don't want this to fail because this is a piece that I will be taking to a vendor event. I don't like how he's turning out. Let's get a new jump ring for there. If you are making jewelry, not just for yourself or even for yourself, and you don't like how a jump ring looks, replace it, because the last thing you want is for your piece to fall apart and lose something. Move that out of the way a little better, because then you'd be really, really sad. Or the person who bought it from you would be very sad. Or if you gifted it to someone, much better. All that fussing, and I should have just changed it out to begin with. And this is I believe these are 7mm jump ring. I have some 6mm ones that I ordered. There we go. And it is on there. And we have this complete. Yay! I actually like how that turned out. Very pretty. So let's go ahead and make a pair of earrings. Let me pause you. Okay, so I really, really don't have an exact plan yet, but I have a plan, if that makes any sense. I do have some of these 2 by, I think they're 1.5 crimp tubes. I'm just going to get 4 of them out. These are also from Bead Box Bargains, and if you want to look them up, they're fabulous. They are the crimp beads, not crimp tubes. I'll get the rest of the stuff out as I need them. I have some scrap wire to do this with. The very first thing is I'm going to take my leaves from my stash, and I'm going to put them on because I want them to hang. Oh, actually, I don't need to. Okay, never mind. They'll hang right, but we're going to put them on, if I'm correct. No, I want them to hang. I know what I'm trying to do. I've got a specific way I want to do this. So, I'm sorry, this is going to end up being a longer video than I planned on. And we're just going to put them on a jump ring. You definitely want to make sure these are closed good. You want to make sure there's no space because you don't want them to come out of that wire. Nudge more. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is, this is going on in the middle. And I want one of these on either side. Yep. I'm having a hard time picking up the spacer beads. And then I'm going to put a blue indigo on either side. A spacer bead. A labradorite. And a spacer bead. I'm going to do the same on each one. So spacer bead. I have used up all of the large matte beads, so we won't have any of those for this project. Now, I'm going to put, this is going to be my question. Will these should both fit through there? Yes. Okay. So we're putting both through a crimp bead, and we're going to kind of bring them both down. Like this. And now we're going to come up and we're going to make another kind of a loop, but it's going to be kind of an oval like this. And when we do this, we're going to have to decide how big we want this to be. I want to put my, I'm going to have to get more of these out because I just realized I do need more. I'm putting a crimp bead on over both wires. Like so. And I'm bringing it down. And I want to make sure that these are even. So you kind of want to pull on each side. Make sure that these down at the bottom are even. And when you have it kind of where you want it, I'm going to first hold this, because this is the size I want down here. These are going to kind of free flow, and that's fine. But I don't want this to free flow anymore. This is where I want this, and I'm going to mash it. Just like that. I'm just going to mash it. That is going to crimp so that these don't move. So these are now where they need to be. This is where I want this. I want this kind of oval, but I need them to be the same size. So I'm going to figure out which one of these. No, not that one. This one is over here. So they're kind of crisscross, which is what they're going to do. Oops, I dropped it. So it's kind of sort of even. So I'm going to mash it this way, like that. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put a silver spacer bead through both holes, or through over both of the wires. And bring it down. And then I'm going to, I don't know, I was going to use another labradorite, but I think, I don't know. Let's see how it looks. And I'm not sure if both wires will fit through a labradorite. No. Okay, so that answered my question. So from here, we're going to just go ahead and put on my clamshell. Drop it down. I do want to open it up because we are going to have to get in there. Open it up. We're going to put on one of our crimp tubes, or crimp ball beads, I'm sorry. Let it fall down in there. That is so cute. And we're going to take a hold of that crimp bead. We're going to make sure it's pressed down in there, and we are going to get a hold of it and mash it. And I'm going to give it a tug test. It's on there tight. I do need to clip off both of those wires. And then I'm going to turn my clamshell and I'm going to fold it up. Close the clamshell gently and then mash down the end of the, and you can still kind of turn that a little bit. Okay. So there's that earring. I'm going to make the other one and I'll pause you. Actually, let's stay together because we do have to match them up. And this piece of wire probably isn't quite big enough. I don't think I have a bigger piece. Let me go ahead and pull off a piece big enough because that piece is looking kind of small. It was smaller than the piece I was working with. And it did take up almost every bit of that wire. So let me just get a bigger piece. Again, we're going to put on our leaf. We're going to put on a, silver. I do need to get a few more things out when I get to it. Blue indigo, silver spacer, Labradorite, if I can find the little hole it's hiding, silver spacer, do the other side, silver spacer, blue indigo, silver spacer, labradorite. Come on, little dudes. Somebody has a hole right there. Silver spacer. I think the hardest part about these is going to be making these match. I'm going to hold them together. I'm going to put on this little let's get them staggered here. Crimp bead. I'm using a crimp bead because they have a nicer edge when you crimp them down, when they're visible. Come on, let it both up in there. There we go. And I'm just going to bring it down. And then I want to split them so they're crossing. And we're just going to make these this one match that one. Needs to be smaller. And they don't really have to be identical. They just need to be so close that when they're in your ear, you can't really tell. Yeah, it needs to come down a little bit more. Here's my original. This wire needs to be like squashed out a little bit. There we go. Now I'll be able to tell if it's basically the same. Put my finger through it. Come on, hold still. It is very, very close, so we're going to call it. I'm going to reach up this way and crimp and mash them down because I want those two wires to splay apart. So now we're going to go ahead and hold them up again. Let me get out the rest of my stuff here. I need 2 more of those crimp beads. And it looks like I need to, yep, I have some more right here. Okay, so we're going to put on another crimp tube and we're going to go through the same process to making the upper one. Whoops, only went over one. I didn't mean for this earring part of this to be this long. I'm sorry, guys. But I think this is a fun little part. Yep, come on. There we go. And we are need to come up just a hair. And I'm going to come right across there and squash. There we go. I'm going to flatten it, make sure it stays. Add our spacer bead. And then open our clamshell, drop it down, and then put on our final crimp bead. Bring it all the way down into our, I think these are going to be beautiful. Drop it down into our clamshell. Give it a press down in. Oops, they're hard to hold on to because they're so tiny. And give them a smash. Once I start smashing them, I can pretty much, you know, crimp them on down. There we go. Give it a tug test. Voila, we're done. Let me go ahead and clip those 2 wires out of there. And go ahead and close it. This is going to want to turn, just the nature of the beast. When we put these together, we will put our ear wires on, which I have right here. We're going to go with these lever backs that came from, I believe, BB Craft, or was it? I'm not sure. Let's go with these because this is not a bright silver. So let's get a couple of lever backs out. And I need 2 jump rings. We're going to go with 4mm. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on this video. It was supposed to be a short video, and it has turned out to be almost 50 minutes at this point. So it'll be almost an hour-long video. I am so sorry, guys. But we have completed the set, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. This one will be for like one ear, and the other one will be perfect for the other ear. Because they do seem to want to hang like in a different direction, which is fine. So we'll want to put this ear wire on the opposite direction. Oops. Can you believe I did that? I can. I have been terrible with my grip lately. Make sure I hold on to it a little bit better. There we go. So there is the pair of earrings. What do you guys think? What do you think of the set? Isn't it gorgeous? I don't have you guys where you can see it very well, but there is the completed set. And there's the bracelet from earlier. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on this really long video. I am so sorry it turned out quite so long. Thank you guys. Love you all. Bye, everybody.